What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Today on the table we have another Game of Thrones the card game, 2nd edition, Worlds 2017 video for you. Brought to you by these awesome supporters of the channel who donate to the channel on patreon.com. In this match we have James playing a Lannister Banner of the Rose versus Neil playing Targaryen, a Reigns of Castamere. See the Lannister player on the left, James Booker, and on the right, Neil the real deal, formerly of the what is it? Summer is Coming podcast. That used to be a video podcast on YouTube. At least that's where I recognize him from. So Targ versus Lanny. On the setup of the Lannister player, he has the amazing Isle of Raven setup there. This is the Wonder Woman combo deck. So he is playing the... I'm going to fill my discard pile with events, eventually build up to a single turn where I try to bomb in characters and rush you to 15 power in basically 1 or 2 turns. And on the other side we have Doria, Viserion, and a Handmaiden. And for locations we have Plaza of Pride and a King's Road. Nice 5-card setup. Possibly very weak to first snow, but... this is the top 16, or top 8 actually, sorry. Top 8. So this is the first game of top 8 out of 3 we're posting. But the what I'm trying to get to here is both players have spent 5 minutes at least looking at each other's deck lists before the match. So they know what plots are possible. And we have Counting Coppers flipped on the Lannister side into a late summer feast on the Targaryen side. So he's looking at big economy, looking to get more guys out on the board. Most likely, or just play some expensive cards. And it looks like the Targaryen player is going first here. As chosen by the Lannister player, winning initiative. And we have a Lero's Estate played out there as a limited, immediately reducing to get a Targaryen Loyalist into play, which is immediately reducing, and it looks like Grey Worm. Well, that's a big body. Nice big intrigue body to help with Reigns, plus his ability to help reduce the strength of a defending character. Great card to have in a Reigns deck. And a Breaker of Chains on Doria. Two gold to Marshall on the Lannister side. So Breaker of Chains goes on a unique target character only. Attached character gets +1 strength for each character you control with printed cost 2 or lower. Reaction after an attached character is declared as an attacker. Put a character with printed cost 2 or lower into play from your hand. So Weenie Rush card, I guess. Or Weenie Swarm card. So Doria gets plus... what she got? For each +1 for each printed 2 cost or lower. So that includes herself, I would assume. So she has a +4 on that. And then after she's declared as an attacker, we could see a 2 cost or lower come into play from the hand. 2 cost attachment, unique. Very interesting. And now we have an intrigue challenge with Grey Worm and Doria.
Very nice.
I think it's 11 strength.
Okay, just these two? Yeah, just these. That's fine.
And no defenders on that one, going unopposed. Forced reaction draws a card for the Lannister player. And it looks like we're going up for the Reigns trigger here to get power behind the throne. No, Varys Riddle, sorry. Varys Riddle to copy Counting Coppers. Makes complete sense. And no defenders going for the intrigue claim after getting a power bonus for unopposed. And look at that fistful of cards there. Gets rid of a Dornishman's Wife, goes to the discard pile. Right where James wants to see that card, I'm sure. And I'll apologize right now for any of the vibration there on the camera. You'll see it bump every now and then. I did put it on a completely separate table. Tried to make it so no one would sit or touch that table, but still people would come up and basically kneel against it, sit on it, bang into it. That was quite annoying. So I apologize for any of the bumping of the camera there. Even one of FFG's video guys actually came up and, you know, put his 2 hands right on the table, crouched down, put his full body weight on the table, and I had to hit him and point at the giant camera on it. And he gave me a weird look like he didn't understand. I thought that was very strange from a video guy to be doing that. And not the normal video guy you usually see, some younger guy. Just weird. Anyways. I think we had all the challenges go through here. So you see 3 power on the house card. I'll be 3 unopposed challenges. And now we have Adornishment's wife played. So he gets 2 gold in the card. Definitely has less characters. I don't know about cards in hand, but he's definitely behind on power. And he's going to do the third Dornishman's wife. Saw all 3 there at the start of the game, first round. Wow. It's going to get him another card and 2 more gold.
If you are on the wait list for the Icebreaker event, you can report to flight control to claim your seat.
I think he might get some challenges going here. Maybe play a Hear Me Roar or Never Bet Against the Family. Might try to get some challenges through with the Targ player having all his characters knelt out, but we do have a Plaza of Pride there. And the Targ player has a handful of cards. You can easily stand someone. And I think that's what James is debating here, the Lannister player, whether he does anything in the challenge phase. So if you've already seen the Wonder Woman played or the Hyper Viper videos from this World Series, you know this is probably going to be a long video and some completely boring dead spots. So I wouldn't take any offense if you fast forward to like the last 10 minutes of the video and just watch how it finishes. Yeah, I don't need you suffering here with me while I watch this and try to commentate on it. Yeah, we got a Dragon Tail. Exciting card played here. Both drawing 2 cards. Hear Me Roar. We're going to have a character come in here. We might see a challenge here before the 3rd round by the Lannister player. And it's the Mountain. Looking to wreck some shop here. Looks like the Targ player is debating using Plaza of Pride to stand someone up. He does have 2 gold, though. He might have something in hand that he could do. Maybe a Nightmares. Nope. He's going to pass on the actions there. So we have a 10 strength military coming in from the Mountain. So no defenders declared. Unopposed power should have a claim. And, of course, it's the Targaryen Loyalists. Mountain's going to get some renown and pillage. Pillage is off of Dracarys. Not sure what James is trying to figure out here. He's looking through his hand. Oh, looks like he's debating a Never Bet Against the Family.
I'll try to play Never Bet Against My Family.
And he kneels the house card to do it. He's Going to reveal the bottom 5 cards of his deck. Choose a Lannister unique, I believe, and put it into play, I think is what that card says. Looks like he's got 7 cost Cersei in hand. Oh, no, sorry. It's Taina Merryweather. Sorry, just saw the icons. And Plaza of Pride here. Let's see who he stands. Targaryen loyalist to Sandoria. Looks like James is debating playing some events here, maybe, to discard some cards out of his hand he doesn't need, or some events to seed his discard pile for future use, and then draw a card. Looks like he's debating playing random nightmares here. Probably wanted Nightmares at Plaza of Pride, but the Targaryen player did it as an action immediately after playing I Never Bet Against Family.
Yeah, I'll try to very challengers, you control this family. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I want to get out.
He Nightmares Doria, just like you said, there, just discard, or play an event, basically, get it in the discard pile. And he's going to get rid of a Lady Sansa's Rose to draw a card there. Off of Taina, however you say it, Merryweather. Like the previous video, refer to her as Miss Merryweather for the rest of the video. 'Cause I can't pronounce names. Oh, man. So we have a power challenge coming in for 2. Block for, I'm going to say, 5, I think. That attachment's giving her a +3 right now. And Lord Renly's Ride gives her 0 and Intimidates. But we got her reaction going off to discard of Isle of Ravens and draw a card. So the card cycle train keeps rolling here. And we have another gold spent for Nightmares. Look at that discard pile. How many events are in there already? Wow. And we have a Minstrel thrown away. So 9 cards in hand on the Targ player. Sounds like he'll have to chuck 2 for taxation. And we have another Dragon's Tail played here. Both going to draw 2 cards. It's going to make the Targ player have to chuck 4 cards now. And Taina Merryweather's ability gets rid of a Treachery, draws another card.
Alright, that's it for challenges.
And that's the end of the challenge phase. And those 2 characters go away to the discard pile. And dominance goes to the Targ player. 4 power on the Targ side, 1 power on the Lannister side. And that was round 1. Quaith, Viserys, Great Hall, and Miri was the discard there on taxation. You heard Neil say. Then he shuffles something back in there with Isle of Ravens. All right, we have Wheels Within Wheels against Close Call. And the Lannister player chooses the Targ player to go first, winning initiative.
I guess I'll trigger mine.
And Targ Loyalist moved from the dead to the discard and draws a card off of Close Call. And we have Wheels Within Wheels. Looks like he got 5 events there he's revealing. A Rose of Gold. Baron the Maidfair is going to go back to hand. He's got a Lord Renly's Ride, a Summer Call, or Superior Claim is what I'm trying to say. Just getting all those events out of the deck and in the discard pile, thinning out the deck, making the draws easier to find what he needs as the game goes on here. Get all of his combo pieces into his hand or his discard pile, so they can all come together here in one or two Annals of Castle Black turns. I believe he's playing 2 Annals of Castle Black. Only 1 Wheels Within Wheels. The opposite there of the Hyper Viper deck. So Baron the Maidfair here to do a little deck manipulation. Look at the top 5 cards. Put up to 3 on the bottom. Chooses the order, of course. We've seen he plays lots of draw cards, so he's able to just pick what he wants to put there, and then we are going into the draw phase next year, so he'll get to draw the cards off the top he wants, and then maybe play an event to grab the next ones. And he can line up the bottom of the deck to help with those I Never Bet Against the Families, to put the unique characters down there he wants to grab when he needs them. I believe we do see 7-cost Cersei this time in those 5 cards there. So is he going to draw into it, or is he going to put it on the bottom of the deck? And while we wait for him to decide, if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you like these Thrones videos, want to help other people find them on YouTube when they're searching, make sure you hit that like button. Helps people find this game, helps people find this channel, and it'd be appreciated. Feel free to leave any comments below for anything, anything at all. Feel free to leave comments below. And yeah, share the videos on social media. And if you'd like to donate, click the link in the description below. So over to the Targaryen player for his marshalling. If you guys are interested in Legend of the Five Rings, I got a bunch of videos from Worlds and Gen Con up on the channel, and some future tournament videos coming for that game. You can check those out in a playlist on the channel. We now have Flea Bottom in play. Completely makes sense in a deck where you're playing a Breaker of Chains and you're playing a bunch of lower cost characters. And we have Rhaegal with just a couple dupes put on him there. Just need Danny to make an appearance here. He's got 2 dragons in play already. He has 3 gold left to King's Road. Not enough to get Danny into play, it looks like, but he does sit on the 3 gold and over to the Lannister player for his marshalling. Also, if you guys are interested, there's a new board game coming out. If you guys have played Catan, there is a Game of Thrones version of Catan coming. I do have an unboxing video up on the channel if you want to take a look at that. I should have some gameplay videos up around the time this video goes up. So I urge you to check that out. It's a very interesting spin on Catan. I played it a couple times now. But it does have some good Game of Thrones flavor thrown on there. You want to feel like you're up at the wall working in the Night's Watch trying to be the Lord Commander. That's the game for you. Be interesting to see if they bring out other Game of Thrones Catan games. This one's called Brotherhood of the Watch. But it might be neat to see some where you're not just fending off wildlings. Maybe it's in a different place in Westeros. Or even Essos in the Game of Thrones lore.
You can now report to flight control to be enrolled in that event. Once again, if you'd like to play the Icebreaker but you didn't get onto the wait list, please report to flight control to be enrolled.
So I think we have the Honey Wine in play there now. A card bannered in here in this deck to help get extra power placed on it when you win a challenge by 5 or more. And playing those Lord Renly's rides definitely help with that. See a Rose Road out there now. And here we go, another bear in the Maiden Fair. You see Niels now place his cards down and put his hands on his face there. Trying to hold his head up from falling asleep here while James plays around with his deck here. Trying to manipulate the cards and find the pieces he needs. I think these combo decks are very interesting. Just not the type of deck I would bring to a tournament. Especially when you know you're going to be playing a bunch of rounds in a day. And it's not a quick deck. Even though you think you hear it closes games in round 3 or 4. It doesn't mean it's a fast deck. It's more a melee style deck, you know, where round 3 is actually 2 hours into the game. It feels more like that style. So it always seems to go to time, which is a lot of play, and it doesn't seem to be the easiest deck. You gotta always be looking through a giant hand of cards, be paying attention to what's in your discard pile, keep drawing, hoping to grab what you need, and hoping your opponent doesn't rush to the win before you get there. But like I said, not my style of deck to bring to a tournament. I like to not make all my games go to time, so I have some time to relax between rounds. So Quaith going back into the Targ player's deck due to the Isle of Ravens being triggered on the Lannister side. And 2 gold played to get a Casterly Rock into play for the Lannister player. No gold left. Should be going to challenges now.
Cut if you like.
24 minutes in, we're now in round 2 challenges. We've made it there, folks.
You have no gold. We will intrigue.
So we're going with an intrigue to start on the Targ side. Probably looking to get that range trigger off. Maybe not.
Reaction.
Range triggers when there's no characters on the opposite side of the board aren't the greatest. But he's actually going to do a wheels within wheels of his own. Try to load up his discard pile. Try to get some benefit from the Annals of Castle Black he knows is coming. Or he's just going to grab a Dracarys to throw to hand. Makes sense. He gets ready for that turn when Jaime gets out there, Cersei get out there, any other Lannister characters, and reducing their strength with Dracarys, even though you may not kill them. Reducing their strength might help. But he does have Grey Worm out there.
Further reactions, unopposed and quite.
So no defenders, gets the power, goes on the intrigue claim here. Only 6 cards in the Lannister player's hand, now 5. Gets rid of that second Minstrel. Those Minstrels usually hit the board on the turn when they go to close to help get some extra economy when you're playing your songs out of the discard. Power challenge of 1 with the Handmaiden. There's actually a power to claim now.
That's not okay.
And that'll go unopposed. Claim 1. 2 power gain there by the Targ player. Putting him up to 7.
Military.
And now a military challenge with Viserion. James debating whether he wants to defend with any of his characters on the board here.
Yeah, that's
And no defenders.
Post. Your challenges.
Another unopposed power. We're up to 8 on the Targ player's side. You need some renown bodies on the board to speed up his power gain to get there before the Lannister player goes for that finish. Not many renown characters in the Targ lineup.
no challenges.
Okay. I'll take Tom.
Dominance going to the Targs. They're up to 9 now.
So easy. Not terrified at all.
Cards in here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you?
5. Yep. That's fair.
So I think James is deciding here whether he goes for the close and flips and handles the Castle Black, or does he go for maybe a Valor and try to disrupt the Targ player's board here. And we have counting coppers on the Targ side into handles Castle Black.
Less power, so he is first.
Good question. You know something, brother? I'll make myself be the first player here.
So Lannister player wins initiative and chooses himself to go first this time. And 3 cards drawn from the plot effect there on the Targaryen side. And are we going to have any plot phase actions here on the Lannister side? Playing some events out of the discard pile, of course. Sparing the Maiden Fair. All right, looks like we're ready for marshalling on the Lannister side. And we get that third minstrel into play. So as he plays his songs out of his discard, like I said before, he's going to be able to generate some gold. 3 times, I believe, is the limit on her per round.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Alright, let's try to go wild man here.
So he's definitely going to play those 3 Dornishman's Wife, I'm sure, since he's behind on cards, behind on power, and behind on characters. So he's going to get the power, the gold, and the card draw. So we played a bear in the main fair. He's going to manipulate the deck again. He got another minstrel trigger there since it was a song.
My buddy texted me, he's like, "Do you have Netrunner tokens with you?" I'm like, "No, they're in the hotel." He's like, "I got into the icebreaker, but I need tokens." I'm like, "Fuck, I'll go get you tokens." So I just walked, that's why I left.
And we got another Dornishman's Wife getting 2 gold, a power, and drawing a card. That's the 3rd minstrel trigger, so she is done for the round. And of course the 3rd Dornishman's Wife. Another 2 gold, a power, and drawing a card.
I just want to make sure we're right on gold. So you start at 5, went down to 3 to play her. First Dornishman.
I regret it as soon as I took
Lose 1, gain 3. Then second, well, you paired, so then you're up to 6. Then the next Dornishman lose 1, gain 3. And the last one, lose 1, gain 2. So you should be at 9.
So we have an issue here. Neil's questioning the amount of gold left. Dornishman's Wife's, I don't think he paid for all of them, maybe, is what the question is here. We're just going to double count how much gold was generated from the minstrels, the Dornishman's Wife.
So you essentially get 6 gold from that.
Yes, I mean, let's rewind, because I'm not going to try to talk myself out of gold. So, okay, so I have 5 gold, right?
Yep.
Starts around 5. Alright. And I play her for 2. Alright.
Yep.
So I play the first Dornishman for...
So it costs 1.
Alright, hold on. I have, so, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so I have 3 gold left, right?
Yep.
So first Dornishman,
Yep.
so take 1 away. But I get 1, 2, 3 on it. So, 3. And then I bared, gave me 1.
Yep.
Then the second Dornishman, gone.
If you speak about big characters,
1, 2, 3.
just have very worth
And then the third Dornishman,
Costs you 1.
cost 1.
Nope, nope, not
sorry.
there.
So,
These are the gold that you have not gained.
oh yeah, not against
Cost
so
1.
1,
And then gain 2.
2. Yeah, if I guess I grabbed this
I
gold,
think
sorry.
you were just...
Alright, that's fair.
Yeah, so Neil was right, keeping track of his opponent's gold there, and James did have an extra gold. Gets a little confusing when you're paying for the Dornishman's Wife, but you get it right back. Then you get minstrel gold on top of that. Then you play another Dornishman's Wife, which you have to pay for, but it gets you gold right back. So a little awkward there. But I think we've got to it. 9 gold now on the Lannister plot card there. So good job on Neil keeping track of his opponent's gold generation there. Making sure no funny business. So we're still in marshalling on the Lannister player side. He's got another bear in the main fair here. See small council chamber in the hand there. Maybe he's looking to get that into play at some point to help the combo. Over to the Targ player for marshalling now. Collects 2 gold. He's got a 2 Illyrios Estates and the King's Road there that could be used. He puts a dupe on Grey Worm. And a second King's Road. He's going to pop one. I think we may have a treachery here. Oh. So he pops 1, pops 2. Reduction of 6. Illyrios Estate. And we have Miri out there. And saves a gold. We know Dracarys is in hand. It's got a couple dragons out there that can help with Miri. And we hear the Lannister player checking out the discard pile of the Targ player, wondering what can come in from Flea Bottom. Looks like all it is Viserys and the Lanceport Merchant, or the Targaryen Loyalist is what I wanted to say. 1 cost weenie. And we have a Dragon's Tail played. They're both going to draw 2 cards. And I never bet against the family. Kneel in the faction card, revealing the bottom 5. What did he plant down there? And there's Jamie. And 3 locations. So he's going to play a Rose of Gold. Lets him look at the top 3 cards, put 1 to his hand and the other 2 on the bottom of the deck. And a Hear Me Roar played into the discard pile. Who's dropping into play? None other than 7 cost Cersei. And another Hear Me Roar. And Tyrion's in play. Looks like he's debating playing another Rose of Gold.
is about to put up its pairings. Once again, if you're sitting at a table with an Android Netrunner table number, please be prepared to move very soon.
That looks pretty good.
So I'm not sure what James is doing here. He's thinking about playing an event, maybe from his discard. Whether he wants to do any challenges. Is he missing pieces still? Looks like he wants to maybe Nightmare or something. He's going to Nightmare's Plaza of Pride. Not have to deal with any stand from that location for the rest of the round. Or rest of the phase, at least. Sorry.
Being intriguing here.
So I believe Dory is a +3 right now. That's what I think James is looking at there. So she should be a 5. Now let's see if this Lannister deck is able to power through here and get enough power to close it out before even the Targ player gets to go. He has to think about Miri too, but then again, all the characters in play right now are going away at the end of the phase anyway, since they were all brought in with cards that bounce them out of hand or from the bottom of the deck.
We have one copy of the pairings out here on the Game of Thrones banner in white paper. There's also a map to find your seat. They're a little split up, so pay attention to the map.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's taking so long here. We saw this kind of happen in the previous video that we recorded of this Wonder Woman deck. I don't know why he's taking so long here, but as his opponent, I'd be asking him to hurry up because you kind of get worried in tournament situations where it's like, you know, time runs out, 60 minutes, and then that's the last round. So in a combo deck that's trying to hit the combo in a certain round, they don't want it to really go beyond that round if they can't close it out. Otherwise, they usually lose if they miss the combo turn, but on the turn they're doing the combo, they tend to get a ton of power, which would put them in the lead by the end of that round. So I don't know if he's doing it on purpose here, but it seems a little fishy to me. As his opponent, I would be calling him out and maybe hollering for a judge to come over and watch for slow play. I would hope James isn't doing that type of play, but it's a little weird here.
Which I currently have none.
So Grey Worm gets the Nightmares. And Neil doing a good job putting tokens there, face down to blank out the text boxes. Good for him to remember, good for us to remember here watching.
Hey, Danny, I don't know how good this is with Metal Valor points.
Now remember, Casterly Rock is in play, so the Lannister player will get 2 entry challenges. He's debating how many to put in on the first challenge and then how many to save behind for the second. Cersei won't kneel, attacking on an intrigue. Tyrion will get him a couple gold each time. So we have an entry challenge. Tyrion, the Minstrel, and Cersei. Getting 2 gold off Tyrion's trigger there. Now, if we're going to see Dracarys played, I think we'll see it here on Cersei to help reduce her strength. Could see it kill Tyrion, though. But I think Cersei's the one you want to deal with more because she'll be participating in more challenges.
Not yet.
And I think Neil's thinking about Lord Renly's ride, since he's asking about characters in the dead pile. There is none in the Lannister player's dead pile right now. So that will give it +0 strength, but does give Intimidate. So you have to be weary of that when declaring defenders here. And the problem, if he does kill Tyrion, that throws him in the dead pile and gives him an option of +4 on Lord Renly's ride. So we have Flea Bottom trigger there, spent a gold, and then other side, Treachery play out of the discard pile, put out of the game there to cancel it. I don't know, maybe Neil was trying to bait the Treachery there, try to get it out of play so he doesn't have to worry about it, try to get something more meaningful off. Because I think all he'd be bringing in there is a Viserys Targaryen, maybe. So Miri is a stealth target. I don't think it's possible to get a range trigger on defense here. Maybe with some trickery with Dracarys. But if we could have a range trigger on defense, then maybe we'll see a Filthy Accusations flipped. Bowing down on Cersei there. Or even Jane. Nope. Yeah, or Jaime. Jaime'd be another good target. And that could disrupt the Lannister players' plans here. So James is joking, telling Neil to hurry up, basically, but he's completely joking, of course. Neil's definitely within his right here to take a couple minutes to figure out how to defend and what will be left after defending to defend the future challenges. Trying to figure out how much power could be gained, which challenges to just let go through. And then he's got to think about his own challenges if they make it that far, what he can hit back with. So he defends with Doria and Rhaegal for, I believe, 8 strength. And right now it's 11 on the attack. And it looks like you're reaching for a Lord Renly's ride here. Just going to give Intimidate to Cersei. We may see a Dracarys here now. Oh, no, actually, there's no gold left for it. Oh, man, no gold left for the Dracarys. Oh, spending on that Flea Bottom. I don't know if that was smart. Totally forgot that was gone. Ouch. So I'm not sure what else James is thinking of doing here. Defenders were declared. It's his action. Winning by, what is he winning by? 3, I think? Which is enough to intimidate the Sirion or the Handmaiden, but not enough for Grey Worm. Well, he's about to come in on a second intrigue.
Yeah.
Maybe he's trying to see if he had something to win by 5 to trigger Honeywine, maybe?
Many more hands right now at our players. Please raise your
Yeah, I think he just said he couldn't get Honeywine off.
Hey, hands right now at our players over there. Please raise your hand because you can hear me. Everybody can kind of hear me. Great. In just a moment, we'll be
And gets Drogon out of the hand on claim, triggers Cersei's ability to get a power.
participation prize. Please put it away as soon as you get it. Then we'll be coming around with your match result slips.
And Viserion gets taken down by the Intimidate.
One of those goes to the winner of each game in your 2-game match.
Guys over here for now.
Oh yeah, we have
Finish its first game.
Miri Mazdur still out there.
If you don't finish your second game, it goes 1 for each player. So once again, in just a moment, we'll be coming around with your 5-prize ticket for participation. Please put that away. And then we'll be coming around with your match result slip and another pair of those 5-prize tickets, 1 for the winner of each game in your 2-game match. In just a moment, we'll let you know you can start. Please get ready and set up, and be sure to put that first 5-prize ticket we're handing out away.
Looks like another Hear Me Roar coming. Or not.
What's up? How's it going?
That's sad, guys. That's right.
And that's time in the rounds. So see that slow play. We're only getting to we're on turn 3 here in 55 minutes, not 60 minutes. 55-minute rounds. And they're gonna play out the round. Targ player is at 9 power, Lannister player is at 4. But now they're able to slow down, take their time here since they got to finish out the round. There's no rush now, time has been called. But this is exactly what I mean when you see this combo deck really slow down there at the end. Is it just to try to kill time to make sure that this is the last round? I don't know. To me it looks fishy, but it may be just James doesn't have enough reps with the deck to play it quick enough. Or just Neil's put enough in front of him that he has to make too many decisions. He's having analysis paralysis trying to get through them. I'm sure James will let us know in the comments below in the future if he does watch this. Let us know why all these pauses taking so long, figuring out what challenges to do or whether you're going to play an event from your discard pile or not.
Time for the round there. Once again, Android Netrunner players, welcome to round 1. You may begin.
So if he does, what I think he needs to do is the military with Jaime. To maybe get some characters knelt out. And then he's able to put Jaime in on the intrigue challenge with Cersei for that second intrigue challenge. Cersei still does have Intimidate till the end of the phase, so that can then kneel out some characters. And then maybe get your big power challenge through. All he has to do is get more than the Targ player and make sure the Targ player doesn't hit him back enough to stay at a higher power total. But no small council chamber out this game to get that extra power challenge off winning the intrigues. So here we go. Looks like military with Jamie coming in for 5 strength. Just trying to bait Grey Worm going down here to make room for higher winning on the intrigue challenge to kneel out probably Miri. Either Miri defends or gets intimidated, I think is what's trying to be done here. So there, Grey Worm does go in and block for 5. And I think spending that gold for that flea bottom, I think, was a mistake. I mean, I don't know. I'm not here at the top 8. But I think, looking at this now, I think having that gold, taking 4 strength away from Cersei, who's going to be in 3 challenges, could be enough to prevent some meaningful intimidates, help prevent Honeywine from winning by 5. And then if Grey Worm, if she has enough power on her and she doesn't close it, Grey Worm can come back and reduce the strength some more. But I think it's only when she's defending. But, so we get a Lazy Sansa's Rose on Jamie, gets Renown, he gets 4 power just like that. Claim is a dupe off Rhaegal. And Lannister player is now up to 8 power. Down by 1 right now. But Grey Worm is blank, actually, so forget what I said about Grey Worm. And too bad Plaza's blanks. James did a good job there blanking Plaza Pride. Less to come back and hit him with. And we do have that intrigue coming in here, like I thought, after the military. Of 11. She does have Intimidate. 2 gold generated off of Tyrion. That's going to help for dominance, which is important here in this last round. Looks like he's debating blocking with the Handmaiden and Miri there for 6. That's not enough to stop the Honeywine triggering. I think Neil's realizing he's kind of stuck here. If he kneels them both, he's got to deal with Cersei coming in on unopposed power. And she'll definitely win by enough to trigger Honeywine, get a power claim, and unopposed. So you don't need that 3 power being gained either. But if she wins the intrigue by enough, she's going to bow someone down anyway, using Intimidate. And they both block. So he gets trigger on Honeywine. Intrigue claim. Gets Quaith. And gets power on Cersei. And everything's knelt out now on the Targ side. Remember, Superior Claim is sitting there in the discard pile, so if he wins by 5, he's getting Honeywine. Superior Claim 2 power. He's going to hear me roar, actually. Miss Merryweather in there. Trying to make sure he wins it by 5 to add an extra 2 strength in there. And there's Superior Claim, get that extra 2. Honeywine, unopposed, power claim. And he takes it, closes it out there. And he gets to the victory before the Targ player even gets to his challenges. So congrats to James there, moving on to the top 4. And too bad Neil couldn't reach it there in time. Just didn't have enough going in there on that last turn. Thanks to everyone who donates to the channel. You see all the names scrolling by here, all these awesome people who help bring these videos to you guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. And like I said before, you can always subscribe to the channel. If you want to be notified when new videos go up, hit that little alarm bell notification button there. And slap that like button to help other people find these videos on YouTube. Anyways, thanks all for watching, guys. Appreciate all the support, and I'll see you in the next video.